Back in a few months ago, when I think it was August or July of 2023, um, I said I was talking to Full Circle, and shout out to Full Circle on this because I said something to the fact that that you cannot afford to be dumb in 2023. Now, since we on the third day of 2024, I notice people are still slow rather on the uptake. Um, how y'all form y'all's opinions, how y'all draw y'all's conclusions when there when there are facts being laid out in front of you, but y'all don't want to. Y'all, what y'all want to do is go by the same classic talking points that's been decades old. Things that are older than you still repeating yourself. All right. Or y'all only repeat things when it's convenient. But you're not being intelligent. All right. You're not being intelligent. I'm going to use a certain topic that's been going around for the past 2 years now. And the topic is about the busing of migrants. Now, I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to do a video on that later on. Um, uh-oh. I'm gonna do a video on that later on. This Queen Sunkist talking about it's the evening. What are you talking about? Um, a whole gamut of things. So I'm gonna use the busing of migrants issue as an example. Not gonna be very long. I'm gonna do a video on that later when I have the time to myself, which I really don't really have time to myself. But my problem is how y'all never draw conclusions. You know, like y'all never do. Y'all, it's like y'all never draw the right conclusions. Okay, Okay, I'm back. I'm back in. So, you know, back to the point. I'm gonna do a video on the um Chicago migrant crisis. It's like how some of y'all never try to examine on how the migrants got to Chicago or got to New York. Um, it's like some of y'all, y'all claim to be logical, but when y'all draw y'all's conclusions, the framework of your arguments is based upon emotion. Like, we don't want these people over here. You are already we already talk about what is the problem, but y'all don't want to talk about how it got to that point and when did it got to that point. Y'all worry about the what, not the how, and not the why. And I keep on telling people over and over again, right? I said, the point is that the governor of Texas and the governor of Florida is the reason why y'all having problems in Chicago, y'all having problems in New York, y'all got problems in black areas, especially. And let me say something too while we having this conversation. Notice, and y'all don't sit there and notice this. These are cities that have black mayors. That's why, y'all don't sit there and think why they send it to Chicago, why they send it to New York, because those are two cities that have black mayors. Even in LA is run by a black woman. They can name it Karen Bass. But y'all never put two to two together. It's amazing that whole lot of y'all will come on YouTube and talk about, we know we men are logical, we logical. But then though, y'all never sit there and say, wait a minute, who's sending these people over here? Okay, Eric Adams, black man, Brandon Johnson, and even the mayor before him was two black mayors. Karen Bass is a black mayor of Los Angeles. And y'all can't sit there and see who's sending these, who's busing and flying these. And I'm looking at this thing where we have and Brandon Johnson was dumb. I'm sorry, the mayor of Chicago was dumb. He trying to sue the bus companies like Greyhound for shipping the migrants to Chicago, but yet he won't sit there and sue who chartered those buses to Chicago. Those come from Tallahassee, and those come from Austin, Texas. Tallahassee, Florida, and Austin, Texas. That's who y'all should be suing. Because and I'm gonna say right now, how come a lot of y'all, and I've been saying this for at least like 6-7 months now, mainly for at least a better part of the year. I told y'all straight up. I told y'all straight up what is the problem. Greg Abbott and whoever this foolish governor y'all have in Florida, they had committed a federal crime. Even Chip Roy, who's a congressman from the state of Texas, Chip Roy, one of the most conservative people in the United States Congress today, blame Greg Abbott. Even he called out Greg Abbott for what he's doing to Chicago, what he's doing to New York. That is a federal crime, and it's called kidnapping by deception. When you tell people, you load people on a bus and on an airplane, telling them, "Oh, you're gonna get better jobs over here. You're gonna get better jobs over here," and then though you send them over there where there is no jobs, where there is no uh, housing, there is no whatever the case may be in Chicago, New York. That's kidnapping by deception. You promise them people for something that you can't deliver on. Just saying. But I look at people like your AJ and seeing Reds of the world, and it's like, Negro, you older than me. You can't sit there and draw the conclusions. Y'all still mad at Mexicans? Y'all mad at the Hispanic community? Rather than looking at the what. No, you already can identify what's happening. But you ain't talking about what you're not talking about the how or the why or the when. Y'all worry about the what. And y'all being sucked in for the old-fashioned okey doke. Now that there are a whole range of other issues I want to talk about, but I'm trying to keep this short. You know, in fact, if we want to go deeper into that, because since of the governor of Texas and the governor of Florida, what's his name, DeSantis, since they and even Hutchinson out the governor of Arkansas doing all this, y'all couldn't sit there and say, wait a minute. So Little Rock, Austin, and Tallahassee, the state governments in those cities should be sued first. Who y'all also should sue is the NSA and the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. That's who y'all should be suing too. Why? Because you sent those people down south of the border, south of Mexico, and disturbed each of those ecosystems and governments over there. That's why, let me say something. As somebody who lives in South Texas, I'm telling you, those are not Mexicans crossing the border. Those are people from Colombia and Venezuelans. How do Big J know? Well, by watching their mannerisms for one, watching what they eat is another, and notice their dialect of Spanish is different from a Mexican dialect. But y'all, black people, especially on the internet, got sucked into the okey doke yet again. And y'all still gonna ride this stupid ass narrative that we gotta blame this. No, don't blame these mayors. You need to blame the governor of Texas, the governor of Arkansas, and the governor of Florida. You can't afford to be dumb in 2024. Like what I said to Full Circle the other day, a few months ago. You can't afford to be dumb in 2023. You can't not afford to be dumb in 2024. Now, the why, well, now the why issue, no, there's a what, there's a how. But the sad thing, I see Kelly Ray right here, right? She said the why. Shout out to Kelly Ray, right? Shout out to Kelly Ray, right? Shout out to Kelly Ray. Um, a state can sue another state. A city can sue another state, though. I mean, it's uh, they can do that. But see the why issue, that's more puzzling into itself. Now that's a lot more complicated. It's a lot more complicated because there's some people who wants a cheaper labor, who wants cheaper labor because they don't want to abide by the labor laws of their home state. That's for one. That's a possibility. And if you put a gun to my head, I hang my hat on that alone. But there's other possibilities like keeping up the birth rate, because there are some people who believe that, and I'm not talking about the racial aspect, but I'm talking about the grander aspect of us being a Protestant country, um, a mainly Protestant country. We we uh, we use contraceptions like condoms and and childbirth, and so things like that to prevent or slow down the birthing process. So they need a Roman Catholic population, and most Roman Catholics in the world are south of the Rio Grande. So you might need more Roman Catholics because Roman Catholics do not believe in contraceptions and birth control or condoms and what may have you. So they might want to use that to generate the birth control because they see a lot less people being born. I mean, the weaker the country is militarily. I can hang my hat on that too. So the why part, I'm like, well, I can't really, for the why part, I can see on all sides why they're allowing these people in. They need a population that is Christian, right? They need a Christian population. And since Catholics are Christian, because the other growing population is what? Is Islamic. So keep America to be, so American can be keep to be Christian, they need Catholics to be born because Protestants ain't gonna have that many children. But if they really was want to solve the childbirth problem, you know, they should at least try to solve the housing market problem before. So if more people have housing, more likely, um, it would create an atmosphere for marriages, thus children being born on this, just thus more stable families to be created. But hey, you try to tell people in this sector, YouTube, they don't have this, they don't have this, you know, they don't think deeper. They always want to make things to a micro argument rather than a macro argument, and they don't want to put it in um, a deeper perspective. Let me see, what time is it? Yeah. Let me get off of here because I got a video and I need to do. And but that see, I'm glad though you're seeing that. Now you went to Paris, you barely saw any white people. Okay, good, great. Now I'm not trying to be. I'm not going to use race into this argument. Not yet. Not yet. I'm using religion into this because they're talking, because they need Roman Catholics to gin up the Christian population. And most in the most the culture that has the most Roman Catholic, which is the Latin America areas, the Latin American community, the Hispanic American community, they're gonna have the most children. See, some people are looking at it. Some people, even if there is a racial aspect to this, but I'm not going to bring race into this. They're looking at it as America versus the Muslim world. This is what some people are looking at this as, and I bet you that's why some people are allowing the migrants to come into this country because they see how Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan, and towns of were high concentration of Somalians, and what they're trying to contain the Muslim population. So they need Hispanics to come up in here, and since Hispanics have the high birth rate, they're trying to cut the Muslims off, because the Hispanics are more Christian, and so that's what they're trying to do. That's what I think. That's what I really think they're trying to do. That's what I really think they're trying to do. They're trying to have the Hispanics the Hispanic Catholics to battle against the Muslim from Africa or the Middle East. See, I'm gonna hang my hat on that too. You know, I hang my hat on that too. We as black people, since we not creating that many babies anymore, or no, we being stagnant, they ain't really counting on us. We're just caught up in the middle of this. And that's how I'm viewing this. You know, as somebody um who see the politics of this. That's why Donald Trump called it a shithole countries. I know what's going on. They don't want the Muslim population to increase. So they need another demographic to come in, so it can counteract the other population that been around for the last 20-25 years. You know, that's how I surmise on this, right? And I wish people stop falling for the okie doke. Because I've been saying this for months. Back to my original statement, Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis are to blame for what's going on in Chicago, what's going on in New York, what's going on in Los Angeles. Well, Los Angeles has always had been Hispanic, but I want y'all to notice those are black mayors. And knowing how a lot of you Negroes are trying to be conservative now, how a lot of you Negroes in this space call yourself conservative, waving the Donald Trump flag, and talking about you are Republican. Understand who's sending these to Chicago? Republicans. Ron DeSantis running for president. Greg Abbott is trying to be the next Attorney General of the United States. The lady from Arkansas, Hutchinson, she used to work. She was the press secretary in the Trump administration. Do y'all ever think for once? Do y'all ever actually research and actually what's going on and actually examine what's going on? Because it's really frustrating to me, right? It's very frustrating for me that y'all will kick me off of panels and all that when people try to tell y'all what's going on, but then y'all don't want to hear it. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm gonna do a video on that. It doesn't matter, Josh. It doesn't matter. The point is, Josh, look, Sanctuary City's been around for what, 20, 30 years. Why now? Why now? Why send it now? I know what the game. This is a political game. And you seen one group going against another group, one demographic, one race going after another race, and people are falling for the okie doke. I refuse to fall for it. I refuse to fall for the okie doke because I'm seeing it for what it. Because I actually research on how those buses got there, who chartered those buses, who chartered the airplanes. No, no. The governor, what the governor did is an act of treason. Well, I'm gonna take that word treason off the table. I'm gonna take that off the table. But they did commit a federal crime, though. They did, and yes, the governors do have the right to enforce certain laws. Only thing the governor of Texas should have did though is take like just like every border state governor have done for years, for decades. Send those people back. The federal government gives the border state governors money and also gave them funds and the authority to kick anybody out because they're on the border. Every border state has the authority to do that, not just the federal government. The answer is no. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because like there is a hidden because there is a hidden agenda with DeSantis and with DeSantis and Abbott and Sanders. Now you want to talk about the federal government? Well, they need to also need to sue the CIA and the NSA and and the United States State Department on that for disrupting their economy in Central America and South America. That's what they need to do. But anyway, I got a couple of videos I need to do. I gotta do some edits. Um, so anyway, I'm not gonna fall for the okey doke. I've been telling people for months who's sending those buses over. I mean, trying to tell people who's sending those airplanes of those people over into to Chicago. I've been telling y'all who's sending these airplanes and buses over there. Because I have to pay bills in May, and I'm not at home, so I got bills to pay. I'm just on my lunch break. I'm on a little lunch break. That's right, Tanya. It doesn't affect it. They don't care until it actually affects them, and then it's too late. Well, okay, Joe, but don't the NSA has agents going into foreign lands? But I do blame the CIA for a lot of this. Ever since the whole issue in Venezuela, I've been known as a lot of Venezuelans crossing the border. Ever since the drug war in Colombia, all I know was Colombians crossing the border. Now I'm in South Texas. I'm seeing these people, and they know somebody who talking about they're Mexican. No, those people are not Mexican. Cause I'm looking at what they eat. I'm looking at how they talk. They are not Mexicans. You know. But anyway, yeah. Let me get back to what I was doing. Um, I got to do me some edits. Well, CD, okay, CD, you might be right. You might be right on that. But if that, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone, CD. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna do research on that. If I open my mouth about that, I'm gonna do some research on that. Oh, wait a minute. I don't see the CIA connection. You got it. Oh, okay. Well, you know what, CD? I'm gonna have to do a video then. I'm gonna do that video on it because I'm gonna pinpoint the years of certain of these coups down there and see how much the influx of people coming up in here. Oh yeah, let me say something. Thai City did a live stream the other night. I think it was last night or 2 days ago. The things he talk about is frightening. No, I'm not talking about asylum cases. I'm not talking about the asylum cases yet. Check out the documentary "Why Do We Fight," and it talks about every clandestine CIA operation. This has taken place since the onset of the CIA. Yeah, Operation Mongoose. Yes. Operation Ajax. I don't know if y'all remember Operation Ajax or Operation AB, PB Success. Um, there was another operation. Um, 1954 when Dole Fruit Company or it was a United Fruit Company. I forgot which one. Didn't like what the president of I think it was Nicaragua or who's somewhere in the Central America. They and that president trying to nationalize the plantations, the fruit plantations. Then they overthrown the government. If you watch that did cause another inflection of people trying to move up here. Costa Rica. That's right. Costa Rica. Thank you. Yeah, happened in Costa Rica, I think. Because the state because Greg Abbott is no, I'm not talking about Noriega. I'm not talking about Noriega. I'm talking about before no. This is about 20. This happened night. This during when Eisenhower was president and Dulles was Secretary of State at the time. Um, oh, the lovely. It's not for everyone. Says Operation Dumble Drop. You know what? I gotta go. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna do a video on this because I think the conversation for the past 2 years, this conversation is too um is headed to a wrong place. I think people are not really identifying what really is the problem. Dole was in Costa Rica. Yeah. Dole and United Fruit was in Costa Rica. No, Costa Rica doesn't have a military. It wasn't Costa Rica. I'm trying to remember. There was another country, but yeah, they overdrew drew the the president at the time. That thank you. That's what I'm talking about, Joe. Yeah, it wasn't Costa Rica. Yeah, it was Nicaragua and El Salvador. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the country I'm talking about. Thank you, Joe, for that. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to editing my videos because I got to edit some videos out. So yeah, y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all next time. I refuse to. I don't like when people are. I don't like when people are falling for the okey doke. I think though we can't afford to be dumb. I'm sorry, we can't. So anyway, I want to thank Joe, May, It's Not For Everyone, Tanya, CD, um, Queen Sunkiss, Kelly Ray, and Josh for dropping by. So yeah, I might have to do a video on that, a pre-record video. So um, yeah, y'all have a good night, and I'm out. Peace. Hold on, see. This is a value of reading books and keeping up. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Candy Kane, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to leave. I'm sorry, but but I have to leave. So y'all have a good one. Yeah. You want comment on the comment board though. So anyway, I'm out, y'all. Peace. I'm out.